Hey, welcome to 60s and Restless. I thought I'd take kind of a sentimental journey today into my memories about specific trees. When I was a kid, one of my favorite books was A Tree is Nice, and it certainly is. And I have some trees that are just strong in my memory, and I'm wondering if you do as well. If if trees played an important part of your connection with life and with nature. My first home that I have a memory of was in Southern California, and the streets were lined with palm trees. So, and also, of course, tons of other trees throughout my years, but there were certain trees that just made a statement, I guess, and those palm trees stick in my mind. Then I moved to acreage in the second grade, and we were surrounded by peach trees. So my dad became a peach farmer, and so I was around lots and lots of trees. But other than the peach trees, there were certain significant trees. Our yard was shaded with massive walnut trees, and in one of those was a tire swing, and there was a fig tree that was nearer to my grandmother's house, and that tree had a lot of representations. It was a great place to play. It was massive shade in the hot summer days. It had a huge canopy. The fruit, it was okay. I wasn't big on figs, but the tree itself was amazing. Huge, massive leaves. It was a great place for the imagination. So you could go in there and play with your cousins or your brother and just have a great time. But it was also our burial ground for our pets. So if we had a pet die, we had a little service and buried the pet under the fig tree. That's how big it was that you could dig anywhere under there. So it was huge, and it was a good memory mixed with memories of some of the pets I loved. So fig trees are really amazing, especially so much was so full grown where I grew up. There was a cherry tree that reached the sky. I mean, you had to get on a tall ladder to get way up there and pick those cherries. So those are all really good memories. The next place I lived, I'd say it was the walnut tree in the backyard that just, again, cast shade over the entire backyard. And the walnuts, the fresh walnuts that came from that thing were delicious. In fact, if you just buy your walnuts in a bag in the store, they just don't compare to fresh walnuts. The only thing I've found is at TJ Maxx, these gourmet nut walnuts in their gourmet food section. They're really good. They're pretty close. So if packaged walnuts, those would be the ones I recommend. Anyway, then I moved to the Bay Area, South San Francisco Bay Area, and there, lived in different houses, again, trees everywhere, but my big memories of trees were more at the parks we went to where I took the kids to play. There was one where it was a bank of trees and bushes where their imaginations ran wild, and they would play all kinds of imaginary or historic situations, and it was really fun. And then there was a tree at Wilder Ranch State Park in northern Santa Cruz that I don't even know what kind of tree it was, but it was amazing. So many branches. You could take a picture of an entire class or group, all just kind of standing on various branches that sat very low into the ground. And it was an amazing tree. And then, since then, I've moved to high altitude Colorado, and there aren't those trees. It's been really hard to get used to not having big, massive trees around you everywhere. But they're nearby. You just have to do a short drive to a lower altitude, and you can find those neighborhoods. but there is one in the middle of town here that at Christmas time they fill it with blue lights, just fill it with blue lights, and it's a very big, very old oak of some kind, and it's just stunning. You can see it from the freeway, you can see it from all over. It's so beautiful, and with blue lights happen to be my favorite Christmas color on a tree, and it's just stunning. There's just a connection to trees. You know, there's a connection to your seasons of life and various trees that you frequented or that you had a connection with. If you have any stories you'd like to share about your sentimental journey with trees or something else, I'd love to hear it. Have a great day.